Hey guys, it's Greg. In this video I want to show you overview of Nightmare Cathedral, which is going to be on a game found soon. In this video I'm going to show you like components and overview what you can expect from this game. I will show you elements, I will tell you about the mechanics, but what I want to say is that firstly this is a prototype, and secondly it's core game. That very purest version of the game. In the manual we have information that some of the elements, some of the symbols in this game are not used in this core version of the game. So we can expect that we will get some modules or maybe advanced gameplay. Right. So if you're interested in this video, in this game, just check out this video. Right, as I said, in this video I want to show you all the components and give you the impression what you can expect from the Nightmare Cathedral. This is a prototype and we played in a base game. I know that we played the base game because it was written in a manual. There was no information what we can expect from this more advanced version of the game. So I can only tell you what we can expect, what they showed us in this basic version of the game. So this is a board. We have this add-on over here where on those islands, let's say, I'm gonna show you closer. On those islands we are going to put elements of the cathedral. Depending on how many players they are playing, you should count this with 4 players or this with 3 and plus players. So on each of those islands we have parts of the cathedral, and after every player's turn, you are adding one part of the cathedral to the main board in the center, and you're launching some kind of bonus that is over here. So in this basic version of the game, cathedral is used to count time and to stand in the middle of the board. Second purpose of the cathedral is to spawn nightmares, but they're just gonna appear over here and then they're just moving around the board. So basically in this basic version it's more about counting the time, giving this rather minor bonus, and just stand in the middle of the board. So this is that extra board over here. What do we have on the main board? So we have locations on those places, round places over here are locations. Those are paintings, and those paintings are used as locations. They are connected with those I don't know what roads. And you are going to, of course, fight to control over those locations. Each location also has this symbol over here. This symbol is used in a specific way. I'm gonna tell you in a while. What else do we have here? We have those things. Those are fortresses. Those are forts, but they look like towers. Wow! And you can just put one into another. So wait a second here. So this is level 3 fortress, right? We have 3 parts over here, and it's like this. So you can build even higher, but it's not, I mean, in this core version of the game, and they not introduced anything higher than 3 levels. So those are the fortresses. As you can expect in a real control game, those are used during the battles. You can draw more cards thanks to the fortresses, and if you have fortress in a location, you can win the battle if your fortress survived and opponents did not. Also, fortresses are used to control locations, because a lone fortress like in here is treated as controlled by red players. So you can put the fortress and you can move your followers around the map. So those are the fortresses, and now I introduced you those followers, so I'm gonna show you them right now. I'm gonna use only blue player because each miniature is exactly the same, only the color differs. So here are the followers, those are your main guys that you're gonna move around the map. So now shadows, those are neutral units. They control each location where there are no players, forts or followers. So these are those gray guys. And what else do we have here? Those guys with the wings. So I don't remember exactly the name of them, but I'm gonna check and tell you in a minute. But those are used. It's amazing because this is a prototype, and they already gave us a like painted prototype, so it looks very, very amazing. So these guys are used to change guys on a map. So basically what I want to say is, wait a second, I don't remember exactly what was the here are the action cards. Conversion, oh yeah. So shapers, those are shapers, and shapers are used to convert opponents' units into your units. And when I mean units, I mean of course those small followers or shadows, because those are the main guys on the map. These are treated as those are a little bit invisible for when it comes to the rules of the game. So those are shapers used to converse guys, those small guys. And last minis, not last, here we have dreamers. So these are used to navigate on this track. This track represents different actions that players can perform in their round. So these are actually used only to show which kind of action you are going to perform. But again, maybe that's not very spectacular usage of them, but still minis are just amazing. Right, so these are dreamers, and now nightmares. As I said, they should spawn near the cathedral, and these represents different designs from the paintings, but now in a way presented as miniatures, right? So I think that's 8 of them. It's amazing that they painted those miniatures, because thanks to this, all those elements can pop up, and you can really see what you can expect from this game. And I don't think that those miniatures I think are printed on a 3D printer or something like this. It's not a normal plastic that you can expect from the final version of the game. So this one is like some lady with a column. What else we have? Oh yeah, this one is very popular. I think everyone saw this painting, right? And what else? We have more of them. Head, spider head. So this one, and oh yeah, this one is also quite popular, and I think very this mini just is spectacular. It's very good. So I think that's all of them. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, and the last one, this guy right here. And those are all nightmares that are in this prototype. So I don't know if that's all of them, or we can expect more of them, but these are all miniatures that we get in this game. So, and that's it, that we don't have more plastic. But what else we can find on the board? So I showed you miniatures, I explained you that we have locations. This is the track where, as I said, players are gonna put those dreamers to show what kind of action they can perform. And also next to this track we have those more grayer areas. Those are night locations. So after performing let's say this or this action, as you can see we have those arrows. So after performing one of those actions, you need to move your dreamer on this night space. And why? What's the purpose of that? Because when you're standing over here, you cannot perform actions that are adjacent, that are adjacent to this location. So that's why it's shown like this. So this guy over here that is adjacent to those 3 locations cannot perform those 3 actions. He or she can perform only these or these. What else we have here? We have those symbols around this track. Those symbols represent game turns, and in this prototype we got those tokens, colorful tokens, used to mark which player turn gonna be in this specific symbol. So why those symbols are also connected with locations. So as you can see, we have a moon over here and moon over here, for example. So this track gonna walk around and show us which symbol is active symbol for this turn, and this is also used during the game because some cards gives you instruction to produce something on an active location. So in this situation, each location with this moon symbol will spawn minions or whatever what. And the last thing on the game board is on this right hand side. This is a ritual track, and it's basically a track where you are going to you want to move on this track because you are gaining some kind of bonuses. At the end of the track you can get 13 points, victory points, but if you, the only way, I mean the main way to move on this track is to sacrifice your followers. So these symbols over here also match the symbols on the locations. So if you want to move your marker on a location with that, let's say tombstone, this symbol, you need to sacrifice one follower from this location. So there is a lot of layers, a lot of mechanics that are mixed together, and you need to follow a lot of things that so you can like make a combo, and you have, you need to remember that you have to have a follower on a moon location and tombstone location, because that's the only way to like move on the track, because you need to have combination of those two followers on those locations to sacrifice them and to move your marker on this track. This prototype version of the Cathedral is made of those blocks, and those blocks are not numbered, let's say, so it's quite difficult to assemble the cathedral, so that's why I'm keeping it assembled. But I want to try to show you what you can expect from this cathedral. It looks like this from the front, and it looks like this from this side, right? Sorry, I'm not gonna pick it up too closer because it's gonna fall apart, unfortunately. Because as you can see, it's just like this. I don't know it's gonna be like this in the final version. I think that they will do it more user-friendly, let's say, right? And the last thing, because I forgot about this. After the cathedral is built and this place is emptied, you are going to switch it on the other side. And this is the place where you are going to put your devoured followers and shadows also. So this is the place to place your devoured miniatures. Now, so those are the components, and now the cards. So cards over here. I said a few times that nightmares. So in the game we have 8 nightmares. Low resolution art. So those are nightmares. You are going to, again, in this basic version of the game, players are choosing 2 of them, and those 2 nightmares are going to spawn next to the cathedral, and players can use them to move those guys and use those skills that are printed over here. As I already know, those skills are outdated. They rebalanced the nightmares, so things that you can read here are already old and not right. But these are the nightmares, quite powerful. They mostly devour, as you can see, devour a shadow to climb 1 step on this track over here. You can climb 1 gray step on the ritual track, or devour a follower to climb 1 step on this blue location. Because in here we have those gray, blue, and red spaces over here. So depending on where are you on a track, you can perform one of those 2 actions. And each of the shadows, nightmares. Each of the nightmares acts a little bit differently. So those are nightmares. Next thing, this is a deck of cards used when you are going to fight with the shadows, so those neutral guys on the board. So basically, when you are on the same location as your guys are on the same location as the shadow miniatures, and the conflict happens, you need to just draw one card and check. Depending how many guys is on the board, different symbols will be used. So when we have 3 shadow minions on the board, they have 1 shield and 2 I don't know what, scratches. And in here we have victory and defeat conditions depending how the battle occurs. So it refers to the player. So if player is defeated, that's gonna happen, and if player is victorious, that's gonna happen. A second thing, and I should tell you that at the beginning. The game is split into 2 phases. So the second phase starts when Cathedral is built, and as you can see, those cards we have 1 and 2 on those cards, so it shows that these cards are used in this first phase of the game, and when the Cathedral is built, players should add or exchange cards for those with the symbol of 2. So those are the battle cards. Now here is the core of the game, because this is the deck of like action cards that players going to use during the game. I will explain this shortly, but before that I want to show you final deck. Those are dream cards, and those are basically goals that players want to achieve. And again, as you can see, this card is from the second phase of the game, and here we have goals. So anytime win 2 battles in a single turn. If you do this, announce it anytime, and you can get 5 victory points at the end of the game. And we have also this symbol. I don't know what that symbol means, because in the instruction in this manual we got just info that it's not used in a basic version of the game. So I don't know what you can expect from that. And the game is very focused on those cards. This is your main, not only, but main way to get victory points. So you want to complete dreams. So this is it. And now, before I will show you the big stack, I want to explain you what kind of actions you can perform and what is the core mechanic of this game. So every player starts with those 5 cards, and those 5 cards represent actions that you can perform over here. So when you want to perform this star action, that means you're performing a ritual. And why this is on these cards, I will show you again shortly. But what you can do with cards. So ritual is the most difficult one. I'm gonna go with easiest at the beginning. So spend 1 or 3 of your followers to build 1 or 2 fortress levels in areas under your control. Simple as that. And now we have this special thing that is conform and descent. So this refers to other players. So when the active player is performing their action, the player is choosing one of these symbols and performs action, and other players can interact, performing conform and descent when they can do those things. So let's say this is a blue player. Blue player is an active player, and he or she performed this fortification action. Green player is standing over here, and red player is standing over here. So to make conform reaction action, player must be adjacent to the active symbol. To perform descent, you must be in any other place, where. So the main only condition is to, when you want to perform conform, you must be adjacent to this. And this is some kind of extra action that these players can do. Draw 1 card or play 1 upgrade, or spend 2 of your followers to build 1 fort level in any area under your control or draw one card. And if you have this starting fortification card, your unit limit on the board is 3, as those cards can be upgraded. So you put that upgraded version on this card, and maybe I had this card that my limit was 4, not 3. Next thing, that's summon. So each of your fortresses produces 2 followers. Each marked area produces 1. So as I said, in this situation, that marked means that sun symbol. So each sun symbol location produces 1 follower also. And the reactions also for other players. Next thing, develop play up to 2 cards. So these cards. Play up to 2 cards, maximum of 1 may be upgraded, then draw 1 card, again some kind of bonuses. Maneuver is basically just moving guys around the map. So you receive 4 movement points that you can spend to move small guys on this flying shaper. And then you also then perform a conversion in your shaper's area. So as I said, when there is that flying guy, you can change your opponent into one of your guys, and then resolve 3 conflicts. And that's super cool, because when you can read it, you then resolve 3 conflicts. That doesn't mean that those conflicts must be with you. So you can force your enemies to fight. That forces each player to constantly remember when they're planning their turns, to making their strategy, that there is a possibility that they will fight even if they do not want to. And what else? And ritual. So ritual is basically about killing your followers, like spending your followers to climb on this track, or using guys in a limbo to also go up on this track. So limbo is a place where killed followers are going to, and when you're performing this ritual, you can spend 3 of those guys to move by 1 on a track. And those, as I understand these rules, those guys from the limbo can be used. Those guys don't have to be yours. You can use your opponent's guys from the limbo to move on a ritual track. And now I want to show you this big pile of cards. Again, we have mixed second and first phase of the game. And as you can see, for example, here we have upgrade card for develop. And this card does the same thing, but it's slightly changed, or some of them very much changed. And in here, develop play up to 3 cards. Previously there was only 2. A maximum of 2 of these may be upgrades. Originally it's only 1, then draw 1 card, and this conform and descent is also different. This card is also valued of 1 victory point at the end of the game, and in this deck we have a lot of those cards. So if you get this one, you really want to play it and upgrade your cards. So apart of upgrades, we have ploys, and as I already showed you, some cards allows you to play cards. So this is just those cards that you can play. So when you are performing that, I think upgrade, develop action, the develop allows you to play up to 2 cards, so then you can play these cards. And for example, you can devour 1 shadow to produce 2 of your followers in area adjacent to your shaper. And what does it mean, that devour? As I said, you are just putting those small guys on this mouth, and depending on how many players is playing, when there is a right number of guys on this board, game ends. So for 2-player games, only 10 guys must be devoured to end game. For 3-player games, 14. 4-player games, 18. This is the one way to finish the game. Second way is just to end this game after 4th round. Alright, and a last element on the cards. So we have combat effects. Combat in this game is very, very easy, very streamlined. So let's do some kind of setup, and green and green. Right. Here we have, for example, combat. So we have 4 followers, 1 fortress. It doesn't matter how high it is, and 2 green guys. So blue player can play 5 cards, 1 card for each follower plus 1 card for the fort. Green player can play maximum 2 cards, minimum 1, because you always have to play at least 1 card. And the players are just choosing what they want to use in this battle, and then they just compare the results. So basically, shield cancels scratches, and that's it. So every scratch that is not cancelled kills one of follower, and also destroys 1 level of tower. So it is possible to destroy everything in a battle, because some of those cards. Here we have 2, and I think I had a card with 3 scratches on 1 card somewhere. So it's very streamlined, but can be unpredictable, and that's it. You are going to play to perform those dreams, and maybe I will show you more dreams to give you what kind of quests you want to accomplish. So this first dream, anytime destroy +1 opponent fort levels. So if you destroy at least 1 fort level of the opponent, you can get 3 victory points. Or win 2 battles in a single turn. I think I already told you that. Have upgrade for the following actions: ritual and summon, 3 victory points. Lose a battle against an opponent, 1 victory point. Win a battle against an opponent, 2 victory points. So those are those dreams. Control at least 5 areas which are not adjacent to the cathedral, 4 victory points. During active player's phase, you can discard your dreams when you think that it's impossible for you to accomplish them, because they are, I don't know what, it's a situation on the map, and your situation in a game is completely different than what cards are expecting you to do. So you can just discard them and get another 2 cards. So it's very cool that you're not stuck with those cards. You can easily exchange them in your hand. And that's it. That's Nightmare Cathedral basic version. On the other side we have version for 2 players. This one is used for 3 and 4. So with 3 players we need to cover, there should be 1 extra. Oh yeah. So there's a fourth one. You need to cover 4 places on the board to make it for 3 players. And that's it. So if you are interested in this game, just follow their campaign, and let's see what kind of upgrades and, I don't know, add-ons or maybe modules they will unlock and introduce during the campaign. So thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in the next one.